No, thank you, Patroshel. Thank you very much indeed. My flu is a bit of a problem. I'm going to tell that. No, thank you for the opportunity. I had wanted to really ask the journalists questions. Mind you, some people stopped me and said it is not gentlemanly to do so because they are also lady journalists. No, I am very worried. I think these elections have caused more worries to some of us because South Africa is a country that has a history that put many of us into serious issues when apartheid laws were the laws, even if we're doing the right thing. We were sentenced to prison, we were done everything. We fought to go over this. Then we got freedom. Even when we were discussing the point I was making earlier, that we're very careful that we should not act in the manner that will make us continue fighting. We wanted to finish fighting. Hence, the government of national unity, which worked. We were a country that came from, it was not just a country within a democracy. It was a country of apartheid. And I've never heard in other countries in the world that there was a country that ruled through a system called apartheid. And we wanted to practice democracy, freedom, equality, everything. Down the line, 30 years into our democracy, or into our freedom, I shouldn't say democracy, into our freedom, we reach a point where, for the first time, there is elections that have such problems for the first time, that it was not easy to hide things that people were doing in order to ensure that this party wins, that party does not, etc., etc. I asked myself when the IEC, when complaints were brought by a big number of political parties, when they were saying, here are our complaints. And as soon as this was said, the IEC immediately organized you guys to send a message that that will never happen. We are doing it tomorrow, come what may. Is that democracy? Is how we deal with our people in a democratic country. the IEC has a right to veto us as political parties who participated, who are not happy, who say the elections were not free and fair. By that time, a number of boxes packed with the things we use when we vote, what we call them?
Papers.
Ballot papers. Many of them in many different areas. Many different areas. In democratic countries, the media is the first to point at the wrong things and point very seriously. Why were you guys so silent? Because this looks like a very common thing. There are things that are in the media more than others. Others, very serious, are not in the media. For an example, when the IEC leader said, we are going on, when we had already asked them not to rush until we deal with what we call problems. Why were you so quiet, guys? Because we who are generally on the receiving side notice these things. That we are very quick when some of us have been said X, Y, Z. We write pages and pages. But when it is said to other people, you don't see it. Or you quickly in 10 minutes forget what they said. Why? Because in some places, the media helps to ensure that democracy, no matter who, is respected, exercised. But in South Africa, it is the other way around. Some of us, even if you just coughed, it's a big story. That Zuma coughed in front of the people. Big news. I don't think when courts, for an example, you bring your case, they don't even look at it. They say, sorry, you can't even take it. Because it is our right as citizens. Here, the IEC is where it is because it is employed by us, the country, to help counting and doing it correctly. That's how it is. They are not our bosses to tell us what to do, what not to do. Theirs is to count our votes with the citizens. And if we believe there is something wrong, it is our right that we tell them, and they must act and solve that problem before they announce that this is it. And you can imagine this time around, I'm sure the word that is normally used, these elections were free and fair. I'm not sure whether they did say it. Did they? And the media, what did he say?
Nothing.
Did they see what was happening in the media? No. The stealing of boxes and all?
No.
Why did they keep quiet? Why? Now, I'm making these points because I want to tell you, We fought and got our democracy. There's no longer any democracy in South Africa. I am an example. I went into prison when I never committed any crime. I served in apartheid. At least the apartheid in their laws and constitution had committed crime, and I disagreed with them even then. And they sentenced me 10 years. Under democracy, I served 15 months, having committed no crime, having been in no court that dealt with me. If we don't notice that South Africa is moving back to what we call it, by the way? What is another word of such government? Dictatorship. Dictatorship of those who have the money. Dictatorship. Are we ready to stand for this and just keep quiet, we who can write or talk to the newspapers, whatever? Now, where have you ever heard that such a big member of political parties, not one, not Umkhonto Sizwe that people don't like, the whole big group of political parties all complaining simultaneously that we are robbed here, we want this to be looked at, and people who are supposed to be helping us, I see, say sorry, we're not doing it. People who are supposed to be looking at the law and the respect of the law in the country, the judges are there making people to, what is it, take an oath. When they know that there are complaints, they are supposed to be looking after our democracy. Now, nobody, for an example, I'm not sure whether I've heard, maybe at times I don't read the newspapers, because who has raised the issue about the number of political parties who are not happy with the decision of the IEC? Who? Is that not a story to write? Are you part of the democratic country? Because democracy does not allow such things. I'm not asking you questions because you said we are not supposed to be asked questions. I don't know why. Because we are also human beings like us. Nah, sengibuzi. Yeah. Sengibuzi mba pendula. This is a stream for 2 hours. This stream is a stream for 2 hours. I mean, you have elections ongoing. Suddenly, the machines have crashed. There's been no investigation from real what to call it? Investigating terrorism. Terrorism. Because you guys, you terrorize us. You terrorize us. Other people don't terrorize us. Now, I'm saying this because I want to put it into our mind. Be fair, deal with the issues with anyone on the equal basis. Very important. Now, I want to say we are slowly moving towards a situation. There are people in South Africa, if they commit no crime, but they get charged, everything happens. We have an example of a leader of a party this side. What is it? It's called, what is your name, by the way? I'm saying this because we are here, and I thought I should not lose this opportunity. He was charged of not having looked after the people he was in charge of.
Oversight.
Yeah, it's called oversight, but that's what it is in Zulu. Now, the man was waiting to be charged and the trial going on, whatever. Then you have a head of state whose home is found with a mattress full of money. Even his organization does not chase him out, but they chase a man without being found guilty or any evidence. That's how you guys report. And to make it easy, the judges says, no, the man, there's no wrongdoing here. But everybody who keeps the money above what is, he gets charged, arrested. But others, we have got a democracy that has eyes. There are people they see when they commit, even if they didn't. There are those they don't see, even if they commit crimes. I'm making this point because we are sitting here today. We ought not to be here. IEC should have taken our complaints, which are very heavy and serious. They decide not to do it. In our country, we can do it, no problem. In democratic countries, we cannot do it. Where is democracy? We who fought for democracy feel strong about it. Because we suffered. We went to prison, we went to exile, we were called all names. I don't see why you know exactly what has happened to these elections. Very little reporting about it. That's not democracy. Democracy says no one must do something wrong and be left because of her positions or of her money or whatever. That's not democracy. Now we've got it to go, and I want to tell you what our legal person was telling you this time around. They wanted to know this. The judges here who make judgments according to their thinking, not about what are the facts, they are likely to say this is all wrong. We are going to the international court so that this country does not have the South African judges doing so. Judges who get angry and sentence you because they hate you. We are going to the judges that look at things, look at issues. We are going there. It's fine that people are in government now, and I hope they did not commit anything wrong, because we are going to dig and dig and dig until the truth comes through. We do need to be respected as political parties. You cannot, as a country, have so many political parties saying things did not go wrong. Things do not go wrong. Things went wrong. Things went wrong. Some people say, no, things did not go wrong. Did not go wrong. Now, when I asked on time those who handle our votes, the IC, don't rush. Because I was giving them a space so that we deal with these complaints until we have final things. Nobody says, I don't accept your complaints. Where do they get that power from? Now, if we have us here as political parties saying one thing, it's not even one party or two or three, the majority of the parties, and we are nothing. We are nothing because, and people who are being accused to do something, no, they're clean. I think we need to change. Because when I said there, if you don't accept our proposal to you, you will be provoking people. You will be provoking people. I said so. Because no one who wants to be undermined by people who are supposed to be helping, where must they go? And somebody said Zuma is causing a problem. Not at all. Because people, even if you look at whatever else, democracy, protesting, doing everything around that is constitutional. Because if you provoke people, they're going to protest. They're going to do everything in seeing that things are done correctly. But many of you, or some of you, I shouldn't say many, some of you, Zuma is provoking violence. Is that violence to protest? Why do you run and say Zuma is provoking problems which will lead to violence? I don't like this. You know, I was arrested and I voluntarily went into prison. And people decided to say this is wrong, and they were correct. Because I was being taken to prison when I had no case. And those who are in power, instead of dealing with the situation, they actually provoked it by sending the army of police to come and pick up one old man. The whole army from all over. And we didn't say anything. In fact, I was in prison, maybe I didn't read any article from those who are writing to say this is wrong. I think we should correct ourselves if we want our democracy to be a real democracy. You must play your role as we play our role. I'm saying all of this because we are so many here. We are likely to get more criticisms than understanding what we're saying because of reasons not known by anyone. I'm right as an old man to deal with you.
That's good.
No, Chair, I just wanted to make this point because we are reaching a point in South Africa that can take us just beyond what we need. Because all of us, the media included, we have a right to ensure that you stop wrong things in this country so that this country becomes a peaceful country. We are together as the parties that are making the complaints. And bear in mind, and it's not, again, it's the first thing you see since the freedom, that political parties come together dissatisfied by how those who are given jobs to do have done That in itself must tell you there is something serious. We can't poo-poo it and begin and believe that there's no problem because we are going to keep quiet. No. Let us see the votes properly. We've got many stories about votes. Some banned. You don't even need to listen to what people love to say. There must be a repeat. No. There must be an elections. Not any other thing. No IC must dictate on us. They count us. They count our votes. They are paid for that. Out of our money. We cannot just be put aside. Don't worry, we don't accept this. Why? If we said to all of us, we don't accept the accounting, what will that be? We must respect one another. If we want peace in this country. We all want peace. But you can't say one peace and provoke violence. Because we're making people angry. Why do you do so when you are given a job to help? And you know, I must stop now because I'm going to say something serious. Thank you, Dr. Thank you.
Thank you very much.